Good morning. It's Vijay here. Today is Monday morning, 25th of August 2025. Welcome to yet another episode of Pre-Market Commentary. And today is going to be a very exciting day after a very exciting week, which happened last week. I think what happened on Friday has changed the dynamics of global markets completely. Many people would think that it was Powell's speech, which was just hawkish, dovish. They will debate on that. But I think, in my opinion, what he has done is he has let out what you say a can of worms, or he has let out the dogs, as they call the dogs of war. He's let out the inflation. He's not focusing anymore on the inflation, and he is now willing to put money into the system, and risk assets to should take off from here. That was witnessed yesterday, that was witnessed on Friday, and globally, risk assets will become very popular in the next few weeks to months to years, a couple of years maybe, when there will be a mania for getting into risk assets, which means commodities, equities, and anything which has got some risk attached to it, not the bonds, for instance. Now, I think we should be prepared for it. And so, what has happened till Friday is a different world, and today we are entering a brave new world. Many years ago, Huxley wrote a novel called The Brave New World. It is today we are now entering a brave new world, led by Trump on one side and Powell on the other side. So, both fiscal and monetary policies in the US are now going to see that the dollar is getting debased. Risk assets like commodities, both precious and base metals, will do very well. And you will also have tariffs which are going to hurt the US consumers, but that's for a later time. And unemployment will get hurt further because of Trump's policies, which means which means Powell will have to put more money into the system, and that will be followed by global central banks, including RBI, in my opinion. So what happened last week? Last week was the second consecutive week where our markets went up, but on the last day there was quite a bit of disappointment. Auto, realty, and consumption did very well. FIs and DIs both sold on Friday, which was a very unusual occurrence. And but that, as I said, is past. It is like BC and AD. We have seen that Dow Jones hit an all-time high on Friday. Don't worry about what the futures are telling us, because futures are very thinly traded both in the US as well as in GIFT Nifty. So we should be looking for bargain hunting in sectors which may not get affected by tariffs. So European markets also did well. Asian markets are doing well. Oil is under control. Dollar index is down, which means rupee will go up steadily. Base metals like copper are going to do well. We hold Hindustan Copper, we hold Silver Bees. So that is as far as the macros are concerned. Now, coming back to India, for instance, we have the government acting very quickly on the GOM, which agreed to what the Prime Minister Modi said on August 15th, which means they are going to accelerate the process. So September 3rd and 4th is the GST meeting. So you will have these decisions of reduction of GST coming off in the next 10 days. As they said, before Ganesha's Visarjan itself, you will have a new GST bill, and that should augur well for consumption. Incidentally, this is a truncated week because we have Ganesha on Wednesday, but I think Ganesha is come at appropriate time. He is going to, take away our worries and start something new. We always pray to Ganesha, Lord Ganesha, when we are starting something new. So the brave new world is starting this week. So the government has also accelerated its impetus to exporters. They're putting around 25,000 crores into the system for exporters who are 6 years old, and that export mission of 25,000 crores is spread across two key areas, and that should benefit a lot of exporters who are struggling between 25 and 50. So even if 50 comes, even if 50% tariff comes, which I think it will, I think it will be, cutting the nose to spiting the face as far as Trump is concerned. We may suffer in the interim, but I think it will accelerate government's efforts to beat back Trump's attitude and orders. So I think if any selling comes there, I would be loving to buy those kind of stocks. Also, government has pushed semiconductor design innovation with the design linked incentive scheme. So a lot of tertiary industries will do well, which are supplying to defense. Like you might have like Sirma, GS, those kind of companies. I'm not advising anything because I'm not a SEBI registered advisor, but look for electronic component manufacturers to do well. Then Jeffries, a very influential broking house, did a India strategy. In their India strategy note, they have met a lot of senior bureaucrats and experts in Delhi, and all of them are unanimous that reforms will get accelerated. Uh, and incidentally, India, Australia, they concluded the 11th round of negotiations for SICA, which is basically they're covering goods, services, and all that. So that agreement also should do augur well for the markets, for macros as well as for the markets. Incidentally, I'm not putting those slides here, but it's there as a part of this presentation. I can send that also. But more important is, what are these the data heavy things which I want to mention here. So some companies will get benefited, which are Titagar is one company which is likely to get benefited because they got some new orders. Yes Bank has got the approval from RBI for the foreign entity to take a 24% stake, which means that will be under focus. Then Akums Drugs have opened up a new plant in Zambia, so that also may be under interest. So and then so that's S Bank, and IDBI Bank disinvestment is proceeding at a fast pace. So IDBI Bank was one such disinvestment which has been stuck for a long time. So government now is meaning business. So all in all, I don't know what will happen today or tomorrow, but I know for sure that we should be buying on all dips more aggressively than ever before, because this phase is going to be the blowout phase, in my opinion. People have not understood what a blowout phase is. If you go back to say April, you can look at last year, 24, the first few months, that was somewhat like a blowout phase. The bigger one was in 2021 between June and October, and the biggest one, of course, was for the mid cap and small cap was in 2017. The whole of 2017, after after the demonetization, was a big blowout phase, lasted for a year up to budget 2018, and then there was a fantastic blowout phase in 2007 when within 6 months the Nifty and Sensex went up by more than 40%. So I don't know whether it will go by 40%, and I don't even bother too much about the Nifty and Bank Nifty. I'm looking at stocks which are undervalued. We are planning to buy, for instance, L&T. We are planning to buy Clean Sciences. We are planning to buy Biocon. We've got a host of about 10 stocks which we are planning to buy because we believe that these have been beaten down, especially L&T, for instance. I believe L&T starts all the sectors. If we take infra, take defense, take IT, everywhere they are there. But nobody talks about L&T. It is not there in people's portfolios. So for any steady investor, for a steady investor like us, we would like to, or a value investor like us, we would like to have L&T in our portfolio. So today is a free day, which I show my day trades. So we took a loss on Friday, but we took a lot of deliveries. So that should pay us off today. So that finally what we did on Friday should end as a reasonable profit is what I suspect. And so as I said, again, I reiterate, I'm not a SEBI registered advisor. We are going aggressively into the market. We will buy all declines and we'll buy shares which have been undervalued or beaten down. And we will ride this, hopefully, successfully till the budget. The government is getting up, everybody is getting up. So it is better to join the gang rather than to find faults, which many people are doing. So whatever you do, I hope it is successful. Thank you.